Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of Soldier Talk the Podcast. I'm your host, Staff Sergeant McPherson, and on this show we discuss military topics with current and prior service members. Today I have a special guest on the phone with me. I got Sergeant First Class Gardner. What's going on, Sergeant?
It's good. It's good. Call me Victor Gardner. Man. Just call me Victor. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay, so what, you retired now, Sergeant?
Say again?
Have you retired?
No, not yet. Not yet. I have one more year left, and the new regulation that popped up on January 1st that says you can put your retirement packet in 2 years out. Oh, I'm about to jump on that. I'm about to jump on that.
Okay.
So I got about a year and a half left.
Okay, that's why I was confused. I'm like, okay. So, sorry. Kind of introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are and stuff like that.
Not a problem. Hello, everyone. My name is Victor Gardner, but I was introduced as Sergeant First Class Gardner. I am a public affairs. I forgot my full title. Anyway, I'm a 46 Zulu. And I'm currently assigned to a unit in JBLM, Joint Base Lewis McChord, and I've been in the service since 2004. And it's been a wild ride, and I've come to learn many things and do many things because of senior folks telling me how to make the Army work for you. So, yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so how long you been in?
18 and a half years.
18 and a half. So, and you've been in the same MOS the whole time, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so how many different duty stations you been to? Like, I know I met you at Fort Riley, so.
Yeah. I've been assigned to 6, deployed twice. I'll go in order. First duty station was Fort Hood, 3rd Brigade, Gray Wolf, 3rd CAF. Then from there, I went to 55th Combat Camera, which is now a joint 25 Victor and 46 series. Now they're 46 series after long talks about that happening. From there, I went to AFN Europe. And from AFN Europe, where I was TV and radio, I went from Europe to Camp Parks in Northern California, like in between San Francisco and Oakland, to be an OCT, observer, coach, trainer. From there, I went back to AFN, but this time I went to Korea, where I was in Daegu, and the radio and TV station manager for that. So anything in Daegu in, I want to say 2016, 2017, that came from me and my guys. From there, I transitioned to Fort Riley, where I met you, and deployed, of course. I deployed with 55th to Iraq, but then I deployed again with you guys to Afghanistan. In between those, I've had multiple TDYs to different countries, and I'm currently at JBLM after leaving Fort Riley. Where my next stop will be, I don't know yet.
Okay. You got any plans on where you want to go next?
I know where I want to go. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to go.
Okay.
I want to go to Fort Huachuca so I can retire in the state of Arizona. If the Army will have it, that's where I'll be. If not, I'll go wherever it sends me last and then just move to Arizona. But that's the ideal spot for me to retire.
Okay. Sounds good, man. So, kind of want to get into. So what was your what was your favorite duty station? What's your so Arizona? Have you been there before?
I have not been there before, but I will tell you, born and raised on the East Coast, Washington D.C. While I was at 55th, there was a lot of folks from California who said, "Well, once you get to the West Coast, you'll love it. You'll love it. You'll never want to leave." I was like, "Whatever." I got to the West Coast, and now I don't want to leave the West Coast.
Okay.
So I would say my favorite duty station, not because of what I was doing, but what I was able to do, was Camp Parks.
Okay.
As an observer, coach, trainer, where I got to work with reserve folks. They're called TPUs now. And I got to learn about that side of the armed forces. And also, my family and I got to do a lot of great things in California. But after that, I would probably say Daegu, because I had the opportunity to go to China and walk on the Great Wall of China, which a lot of people don't get to do. It was awesome.
Okay. So, far as that, so we want to get into what the video is gonna be about. So, what we're gonna talk about. So, we was gonna talk about basically business, and basically having your own business, while you serving. So, what type of business do you have again? Sorry.
Well, I'll tell you what. I have several, but the one we're going to talk about is sports memorabilia. It happened to me by not second chance, but happenstance. While I was at Fort Riley, one of the other senior NCOs was telling me about a site where I could obtain helmets, autographed helmets from athletes and memorabilia from athletes. So I started doing it, and I started liking it, and I started winning some stuff. And I had so much that I was like, man, I got to get rid of this. Mm-hmm. So I started selling, and I started auctioning, and I started doing other little things, and it became very, very lucrative. It supplements a lot of my extracurricular activities that I do with my family. I do a podcast such as what you do. Mm-hmm. I've been doing that for 14 years. It never really generated money, but I enjoyed doing it, and it's a self-development thing. It opened doors for me. But this sports memorabilia business, I'll give you an example. So I claim it on my taxes because it's a business, right? Okay. When I was told how much I actually spent on the items that I was receiving, I was like, okay, that's like the salary of two people, right?
Okay.
Just imagine you're a staff sergeant, right? Mm-hmm. So imagine your salary twice. Okay. I spent that in 1 year on sports memorabilia, and then I turned around and sold it. So I was taxed very heavily for the amount of revenue that I was bringing in. And it happened mainly during the COVID time frame. People didn't have a lot of money, and traditionally, sports memorabilia is sold in a brick and mortar, in a building, in a storefront. But it's a sad thing, but it's a good thing at the same time. COVID allowed for e-commerce of sports memorabilia to boom, because now people were able to see and purchase sports memorabilia from different parts of the world, because it's prominent on the internet where it wasn't before. Okay. So that's what intrigued me about it. That's why I got into it. And then when I saw the profits, even though I was spending a lot of money, I was able to recoup a great deal of money as well.
Okay.
And I love sports.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I do. Yeah. So, what okay, so this is, you say it's real lucrative. So like what? So people, they just go to the website and look at the stuff that you got in inventory, or what?
Well, it depends. There are certain sites where you can purchase sports memorabilia outright, or you can. It's like a raffle, so to speak. You buy a spot, and we have a randomizer, and whatever number that randomizer determines is the winner is the winner. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. Right now, I have a Luke Kuechly breast cancer awareness flex chrome helmet. Okay, I know it's a lot of stuff. Probably can't visualize it right now, but that helmet itself, without a signature, is probably $500, right?
Okay.
But I'll send that helmet to somebody to sign it, and this one is signed by Luke Kuechly, and that signature brings the value up to like $1,200 because of the type of helmet it is, the added items that are on it, plus the signature. So I can tell someone, hey, I'll sell that to you outright for $1,200. Of course, I'm going to make a little bit of a profit because I'm not going to spend $1,200 on it. Or I can say, we'll do a game. I'll have 10 spots, $120 a spot. 10 people buy it. Then we randomize the numbers, and whichever number comes up out of the 10 at the end of the randomization is the winner. They get the helmet. So I obtain the money I want for the item, and I give people opportunities to win that item, or they can buy it outright. So it's easy to do it.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, so that's my first time hearing something like that. Yeah, you rarely hear about. I know that type of business is like real. It's like it's like a small niche like to that type of
Yes.
business. Yeah, like
Yes.
because a lot of people, they really not. It's I don't know how to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
No, I know what you're saying. It's a small segment of people.
yeah.
So, for instance, you love sports. I love sports. You might not love sports to the point where you want to have a helmet, a hockey puck, a basketball, or somebody's jersey hanging in your recreation room, woman cave, man cave, or whatever it is, right?
Mhm.
You might just be the type of guy to say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna have a big screen TV, and on Sunday, Saturday, whatever it is, I'm gonna watch the game, right? But there are a group of people, not a large group, but large enough that want to have their private spaces decorated with autographed memorabilia from their favorite athletes. For instance, I have a poster signed by every member of the United States hockey team that beat Russia. I believe it was in 78, 81, whatever it is. It's only two names missing off of that poster, right? So there are people that remember what that game meant to Americans. There are people that love hockey that want that piece of sportsman memorabilia. So they search it out. It's just like comic books or baseball cards or anything like that. Whatever you like to, what do you like to collect, Mac? What is one thing that you like to keep in your residence? Is it shoes? Is it belts? Is it hats? Something like that. Think of it that way.
Okay. I got
And,
you.
people will pay for whatever it is they really want.
Okay. I got you. Yeah, so kind of tell the people where they can get in touch with you if they are interested in getting some type of sports memorabilia or anything. Let them know how they can get in touch with you.
Too easy. Two ways they can do it. Either they can join me every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern or 10 a.m. Pacific. On my podcast, it's called Fantasy Sports and Politics. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and other places like that. Just look up Fantasy Sports and Politics with Victor Gardner. Or you can follow me on Twitter, which is Fan Sports and Pol. FANSPORTSPAL. And I don't get on Instagram. I don't do what is that? Oh my God, TikTok. I have an Instagram presence, but I don't get on there much. But they can reach me that way, and we can interact live, and we can talk about memorabilia. We'll talk about the day in sports. We do many things. We give fantasy football advice year round. So it's a multitude of things and ways that folks can reach out to.
Okay. That being said, make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys check out the podcast on Instagram at Soldiers Talk the Podcast. Also, you can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And this has been another episode of Soldiers Talk the Podcast. And I'll see you guys in formation.